the India Today Access My India numbers and the numbers of the other pollsters. Remember, our team has a 94% track record, 60 out of 64 predictions being bang on. But we'll give you a sense directionally of what the other pollsters are saying as well. So here is Madhya Pradesh. Access My India and India Today are predicting a landslide victory for the BJP. Out of the 230 seats, Access My India predicts for India Today that the BJP could get between 140 and 162. Last time they had 109. The Congress, which had 114 on counting day, could come down to 90 or 68. That's the range according to Access My India. Dainik Bhaskar predicts a closer fight. They're predicting the Congress in front, 105 to 120 according to Dainik Bhaskar, a big newspaper in the state of Madhya Pradesh. The BJP between 95 and 115. So they're giving the edge to the Congress with the BJP in roughly the same range. Jan Ki Baat, Jan Ki Baat has a very different prediction, 102 to 125. So they also show Congress slightly in front, 100 to 123 for the BJP. BJP just slightly behind, but roughly in the same race. Matriz showing 97 to 107 for the Congress, but they show a definitive edge to the BJP, 118 to 130. So Matriz showing a big gain for the BJP, not as big as Access My India does, but showing the BJP comfortably placed to form the government. Then there is ETG. ETG says 109 to 125 for the Congress. So Congress clearly with the edge. BJP at 105 to 117, so trailing behind. So if you see this, broadly you've got Access My India and Matriz showing the BJP winning, whereas Dainik Bhaskar, Jan Ki Baat and ETG are showing Rajdeep a much tighter fight. So somebody will be dancing and somebody will be eating crow on Sunday.
Look, these numbers show what was the general mood ahead of Madhya Pradesh. You asked anyone, they said kaate ki takkar. That, it could go either way, too close to call. And a lot of local journalists in particular were saying this will be seat to seat. But when I look at Pradeep Gupta's micro data, particularly women, 50% women voting for the BJP versus 40% for the Congress, it appears to me that advantage is clearly with the BJP. They are doing very well even in the tribal seats, even in Mahakaushal and Gwalior Chambal. So unless Pradeep has got it horribly wrong, I just don't see how Madhya Pradesh can go the other way. So while your poll of polls will give a more mixed picture, my sense is that, and Kamal Nath will say, wait till December 3rd, don't trust television, only trust me. I think Pradeep Gupta may well have captured the right trend. Whether it goes as high as 160 or stops earlier, that we can't say. But I think Rahul Verma earlier made today a great point. This is a dominant BJP state, and except for 2018, the BJP has won every major election here.
If the BJP wins in this way, Rahul Verma, then does Madhya Pradesh virtually become like a Gujarat, where the Congress just starts shrinking? Rather than gaining ground, they're actually losing steam.
See, I think if BJP wins this time, we all had the signs of this being a dominant party state. If it wins, then it's definitely going to be a state like Odisha for BJP Gujarat, CPM and TMC West Bengal. Then it would be really, really hard for Congress to make a comeback. Because by this time...
So the contra logic to that could be that even in Chhattisgarh, it seemed the Congress had shrunk and collapsed. Their top leadership wiped out in a road accident like a blast, and they bounced back. So the logic is, yes, it becomes dominant to a great extent, but it doesn't take much to shake that status
quo. So what happens when it becomes a dominant party state? You cannot defeat, it's less likely to be defeated in a normal election. There has to be an extraordinary element in that election to defeat a dominant party. CPM goes out in an election when it was an extraordinary election for West Bengal. BJP will go out in an election which will, in Gujarat, which will be an extraordinary election. Madhya Pradesh 2023 was more like a normal election. And so that's why I would see that what Access My India is projecting, the direction is much more likely.
I would hesitate. I don't entirely agree with him. I think if you look at the caste composition of Madhya Pradesh, it's very different to Gujarat. You've got a large Dalit population, you've got a large tribal population, it's large OBC population. The Congress has to get its OBC, Dalit, tribal politics right, has to effect a generational change. The big shift in Madhya Pradesh, and I think Pradeep said it on when he was here last, it's not just women. upper caste. There was the reason Congress came into the fight in 2018. Upper caste, especially in Bundelkhand and parts of Gwalior, Chambal, shifted wholly to the Congress. The BJP then got 10% reservation immediately after, ahead of the 2019 elections, for economically affected castes, and they shifted back. I think that made a difference. I don't think it's Gujarat yet. It's hardly Gujarat
but it's
yet.
heading in that direction.
I don't know whether it's heading in that direction. I think if the Congress if this election is, if our numbers are right, because I'm very worried about Kamal Nath. If our numbers are wrong, he's going to latch on to every word of mine. But if our numbers are right, the Congress has to effect a generational change that they did in Chhattisgarh.
Rajdeep, I'm not saying it has become Gujarat as of now. If BJP wins this time and wins big this time, then it is likely to go.
Chetan, what are you making of these numbers?
Gujarat is Gujarat because PM Modi is from Gujarat. So that is, it is definitely a home state. It's definitely a BJP Gada, as they say. But at the same time, they were losing a few months back. The BJP literally pulled out all stops. Union ministers were made to come and contest assembly seats. Unheard of things were done. Like a lot of effort was done to not lose the state, because I think they realize its importance in Lok Sabha.
Shehzad Poonawalla would be dancing if the Madhya Pradesh numbers are right. He's joining us on this broadcast as also as Salman Soz. If the Congress botches up Madhya Pradesh, it would be an epic failure. I don't want to say too much because then the Panditri can be played back to me on Sunday. But if the Congress does end up in this status, this was an election where they've snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. It is just inconceivable that given where they were earlier in the campaign, they have just collapsed and just midstream run out of energy. Shehzad, what's the mood in the BJP camp after looking at the post-poll data? Shehzad?
Rahul, we are going to wait for the exact polls on 3rd of December. But having said that, I hope you'd indulge me for just 30 seconds. Rahul, at the beginning of the 2018 election cycle, and after coming out of it, out of the 5 states, we did not have governments in 3 states. We did not have governments in any state government. Actually, Congress had 3 state governments. They lost 1 government along the way because Jyotiraditya Scindia ji walked out. They had 2 state governments. When they went into this election cycle, they had to defend 2 governments. We had 1 government in Madhya Pradesh. Now, after seeing the poll of polls and even seeing your results, we are handsomely defending the Madhya Pradesh government. We are by all means, and your poll in Rajasthan is saying something else, but overall 10 polls that are saying in Rajasthan, we are coming back to power in Rajasthan. In Chhattisgarh, where nobody was predicting that it would be such a close neck-to-neck fight, we are almost within breathing distance of the Congress party. So it means that the Congress party is unable to retain the 2 states that it had. It is perhaps going to, in a bad situation, lose all 3 of them. And the Bharatiya Janata Party may win all 3 of them. And therefore, I am delighted at that prospect, but I will wait till the 3rd of December. I had told Rajdeep on a phone call, I'm disclosing this, we had a conversation one of the days, and I had told Rajdeep that in Madhya Pradesh, compared to 2018, we were in a far better situation in 2023. I think he had accepted that also on the call, and I think that is what is playing out in the results that are coming out as well. And in Rajasthan too, I'm telling you that...
Okay, we'll come to Rajasthan in a moment. Salman Soz, if the Madhya Pradesh numbers are correct, would you accept that this would be an epic botch-up by the Congress, where there was anti-incumbency, there was a bit of thakan, ubasi, you could feel the fatigue? Even BJP, top leaders of the BJP were talking about fatigue and boredom with the Chief Minister. And from there, so many micro-level mistakes which lead to the BJP in the post-poll study coming out triumphant by a big margin, that would really just show how the Congress has snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Rahul, the big story of these exit polls, yours and other exit polls, is the following. The Congress is the only party in India that is currently in a position that it could form possibly a government in all 5 states. I know that you're not giving us many seats in Mizoram, but there are other channels which are predicting a hung assembly there. There is a possibility that the Congress party could be forming the government in all 5 states. No party other than the Congress party is in a position to say that. Even Shehzad cannot say that right now. Now, as far as
the flip side, you can typically in politics, you look at the glass half full and look at your party's position. But there could also be a situation where 3 states that you won handsomely in 2018, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh less so, you could be losing all 3. And you are not certain to win Telangana, we'll know our numbers tomorrow, and you're completely wiped out in Mizoram. So it can go both ways. You could either be glass half full or you could be glass almost empty.
Rajdeep, that is why we have to wait for December 3 to figure out where everybody ends up. But your polls are suggesting something, other polls are suggesting something else. In some cases, you're giving us Rajasthan. In other polls, maybe some others are giving Rajasthan to the BJP. But my contention is this. In these elections, the Congress party has shown that it is here to fight the BJP for this country. I think the way we have fought in state after state, that is why we are in a position right now to be competitive in all 5 states.
Okay.
Our senior leadership, wait a second, just a second, let me finish. Our senior leadership went to Mizoram as well, did not, unlike media, unlike the Prime Minister of this country, we did not think that Mizoram is not important. Mizoram is important. Our senior leadership went to Mizoram as well because we were competitive, because people want us to be competitive. So, yes, anything can happen in this election. And no election is easy. By the way, you said that we won these elections handsomely in 2018. Rajasthan was very close last time. Madhya Pradesh was very close last time. So it's not as if Chhattisgarh was relatively easy. So
Mr. Soos, the fact is, on the contrary, in a state like Madhya Pradesh, this was your election to win. Many would suggest that in the dying hours of the campaign, in the final heat lap, you just lost the wind speed. You just didn't see and put together a cohesive campaign, and you could see it on ground. The BJP got the better of you in the final leg.
But we don't know the results because other surveys are predicting a victory for the Congress party. Yes,
you were an investment banker, but this is very fascinating. You're picking from different research reports the one data set that suits you. So you're picking some data from the India Today Access My India post-poll study. He's picking somebody else's data where it suits him in Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh. And he's saying, this is what Rahul, my final conclusion is because Rahul, this is the data I like the best. How Rahul, are you managing money like this, Salman?
Rahul, I'm not an investment banker. I'm a development economist. My job is simply to put in front of the people the overall context. Of course, your channel is predicting a huge victory for the BJP. If they do win, like you're predicting, of course we have to assess what happened and what went wrong.